Good evening. It's Tuesday, July 27th. So, I had a thought today about science fiction and the idea that some science fiction tells us about what we hope will happen in the future, and some tells us about what we dread will happen in the future. And the issue of artificial intelligence. And this comes up for me at work. We have lots of companies working now on self-driving vehicles, including delivery vehicles and so forth. And they have to work up the artificial intelligence to handle all the challenges of the open road as created by American drivers and weather, etc. And I'm actually now coping with an intermediate step that I haven't noticed anything written about. That is to say, the vehicles we're in, whether they're a van or a big bus or whatever, all have a drive cam that is simultaneously videoing what's in front of the vehicle and the driver. And if there's any kind of an incident or near incident or something like that, it will record or preserve the 10 seconds leading up to the moment and the 10 seconds after. And some of this is actually for the driver's protection. So I mean, they can look at the video and say, no, the driver did everything correctly. But they can also do the reverse and point out when the driver was at fault or what happened. So the other day, this is the only time it's come up, the drive cam spoke to me. That is to say, it said something along the lines of following distance, and we're required to keep a certain distance between our front bumper and the vehicle in front. And some vehicle had come in front of me, shortening the distance, and then slowed down to make a right turn. And so indeed, yes, I was getting too close to the vehicle. It was not hazardous, but it was not within the standard of the company. And so I got this little, nicely phrased, calm warning. And it reminded me a little of back when they had the things, your door is ajar. Your door is ajar, But potentially, the AI that isn't smart enough to drive by itself may be considered smart enough to criticize my driving. I mean, it certainly did in that moment. And I could see such a thing happening in civilian use, where, say, somebody for some reason has earned the distrust of an insurance company, so they're required to have a drive cam, and the drive cam gives them driving advice, like, you are 10 miles over the posted speed limit, or that light was red, sir, or you are following way too close to the vehicle in front of you. Okay. In driving, that might actually help, although it might also just lead to, elevated road rage as people lash out at their, Badinsky drive cams. But as I'm thinking about this and the whole idea of an artificial intelligence that cannot drive the vehicle but can tell you that you're driving it badly, how this would apply to the arts, and I could just picture, some educational pseudo-teaching AI telling someone who's learning how to throw that the wheel is going too fast, or if you're collaring the neck of a bottle, your speed must be reduced. And I suppose in situations where you don't have a friendly human teacher to stand next to you and go, I think you're going too fast for this part of the process. I mean, it could happen. We could end up with artificial intelligence art teachers. I'm not sure to improve the art, but the conversations might get interesting. Anyway, artificial intelligence. There's some suspense about how it's going to start intruding in our lives, like a noisy cat. Have a good night.